Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am Timmy Treacle, and I'm continuing to do some more top 10 lists for you guys. And my next top 10 is Steve Martin. Steve Martin is a great comedian. He did some guest spots on Saturday Night Live throughout the years. One of his most notable parts is the two wild and crazy guys opposite Dan Aykroyd, which is hilarious. He's a great host. He is in the Five Timers Club for hosting. And yeah, he's a really funny comedian and he's a very funny actor. So here are my top 10 favorite Steve Martin movies. Number 10 is Novocaine. Number 9 is Cheaper by the Dozen. Number 8 is The Out of Towners. Number 7 is Billy Lynn's Long Halftime Show. Number 6 is Baby Mama. Number 5 is Father of the Bride. Number 4 is Sergeant Bilko. Sergeant Bilko. Oh, this movie, you have Steve Martin, you have Dan Aykroyd, you have Phil Hartman, and you just have a great young cast. And it's about Sergeant Bilko, played by Steve Martin, who likes to goof off on these army barracks, where he is a sergeant, but he lets his group goof around, drink, gamble. He's always playing poker and not really doing the things he's supposed to be doing. And so Phil Hartman's character comes there to basically buckle down and get to the bottom of what's going on with Sergeant Bilko and try and basically catch him doing something wrong. And it's a funny movie. Phil Hartman plays, he's a really asshole in this movie, but it's funny. Chris Rock has a nice scene or two in this movie. Of course, he's really young. And it's just a really funny movie. Dan Aykroyd his character is clueless about what Sergeant Bilko does. He basically runs the the place, and Dan Aykroyd just it's like, okay, no problem. But yeah, them two paired up together is great. I believe this is the first movie that they had done together, and it worked. It's really funny and underrated, in my opinion. I don't remember what the critics had to say about this movie, but I enjoyed it, and I watch it whenever it's on TV. It's really funny. Number 3 is The Three Amigos. This is a classic. You have Steve Martin, Martin Short, and Chevy Chase, who are 3 Hollywood actors who are in silent movies, and they portray the Three Amigos. Well, this small town in Mexico is having problems with El Guapo because they're always constantly harassing them, taking whatever they want. And so they send a telegram to Hollywood Studios, California, addressed to the Three Amigos, to see if they can come there and basically take care of the problem. But not known to the guys that they're actually there to kill El Guapo. They thought they're there just to put on a show like they do in the movies. And it's got a lot of classic one-liners. My favorite part in this movie is when they are trying to summon the invisible horseman or invisible swordsman, and they each have to say this little chant, and it's hilarious. And then there's a singing bush, which it's classic. It's so simple, but it's so funny. And these three were, I watch this movie again when it's on. It is hilarious. These three together are comedy gold, in my opinion. Then, of course, they have their little thing they do anytime they ride out, which is great. I can't do it for you here because I can't hold the camera and do it at the same time. But if you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. And there's another classic scene. It's at night, and Dusty is playing a song, and the three guys sing, and they sound so good. And you can obviously tell that the background is fake, but that's the whole point of the movie, is to kind of make fun of some of these westerns as well. That's a great scene too, and some of the animals end up getting involved too. It was just really funny. But yeah, Three Amigos is a great movie, and number three for Steve Martin for me. Number two is a Thanksgiving movie, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, which pairs Steve Martin and John Candy. And this is a classic road trip comedy movie, and this is a Thanksgiving movie, one of very few that we have. And Steve Martin's trying to get home to his family. John Candy is a salesman trying to get home as well. They keep constantly bumping into one another to where they share a plane. You get the whole idea. Train, everything to try and get home. There's a classic scene in the hotel room. It involves what's supposed to be two pillows, and it doesn't turn out to be two pillows. And, I'm not going to say no more because I don't want to spoil it, but this is a hilarious movie. Definitely one of the best road trip comedies out there, especially when you're involved in different modes of transportation. But John Candy and Steve Martin are at their best in this movie, and from the start, they're at each other's throats. But it's a fun time. Definitely check out Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. And my number one favorite Steve Martin movie is The Jerk. The Jerk. Basically, this movie is about as Martin's character is taken in by a black family, and he thinks that he needs to get out on his own and experience life. And so he hits the road to try and search for not only money, but fame too. And he wants to be somebody. Well, when he's out on the road, he encounters a lot of messed up things. He gets shot at. He basically gets not abused, but this woman, when he works for this carnival, basically just does whatever she wants with him, and it's really funny. And he has a dog for a while. There's a lot of classic scenes, but the best part about this movie is when he does make his fortune, how he goes from top of the world, and then he's just brought back down to nothing. But Steve Martin, when this movie starts off, he's talking to you, and he's living on the street. He's basically a bum. And then he just tells his story of how he ended up there on the streets. And it is great. This movie is underrated. It's by far his best movie, in my opinion. And I think most people would probably agree with me. But The Jerk is a classic comedy, and it works. Stay away from the cans. He hates these cans. There's a scene that involves cans, and once you see it, you'll understand. But it is a classic scene. It's really funny. But other than that, there you have it. That is my top 10 favorite Steve Martin movies. And as always, if you have a top 10 favorite Steve Martin movies, drop it in the comment section below. If not, give me some of your favorite Steve Martin movies. I know there's some, obviously, that I didn't talk about. There's some sequels out there and whatnot. But just let me know of the movies that I didn't mention that you think I should watch. Put them in the comment section below as well. But as always, I thank you guys for watching and supporting my channel. And as always, if you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon, and let's talk about movies, TV shows. I like to do rankings and top 10s as always. And I do a lot of fun things as well. But As always, thank you for watching, and check you later.